The following movie is rated R.
Welcome back to the R-Rated podcast. Today's guest is Genesis, and we're going to talk about her experience on a show that she just recently was on and how she kind of got into all of that and how that happened. So I'm excited to hear about the process.
First, I started singing Spanish, like mariachi music. I got into that just like as a hobby, and then I just kind of started doing it more and more, and it became more of like, instead it wasn't really just a hobby anymore. My mom says that I used to watch like Disney movies and just sing along, and that she could just hear that I wasn't a terrible singer. So then one day she was just like, "Do you want to try singing lessons?" That's how I got into it. I started singing the mariachi music because that's just what was close by to my like neighborhood. And then she started doing more research, and then got me a vocal coach out here in LA to do like more pop R&B stuff. And then that was kind of where it all started. They were like, my singing coach was like, "Well, why don't you try acting?" Like everybody that's
so it kind of like snowballed into
they're like everyone that's a singer does acting.
Like if you have like interest in like singing or music, you probably have interest in like film and TV and stuff. So it kind of like all like meshes together. Like would you want to pursue more singing, or if you got the opportunity, like more acting, or what are you like gravitating towards?
I think if
because I know you teach too. So.
No, I think if it was up to me, I would definitely be doing the singing thing.
I
think if it was totally up to me, I would just be doing singing and acting and just obviously not have to work, but that would be the dream.
I know, right?
But yeah, definitely more singing, but it's just a little bit harder, and I feel like doing acting would be a little bit easier to do, especially right now. It's a lot of self-taping and
it is.
And I just like, I want to give it a shot now that I'm older, because when I did acting, I was like 9 years old, and
it's just like braces.
Different.
So
I had braces. It's like, it was a very like,
hey, we all had braces. Like,
so it's like, I definitely wouldn't get casted for a lot of things. Like even when I looked for an agent, they were like, "Well, she has braces."
They say that?
Yeah, they didn't want me with braces. So only
that's kind of mean.
Yeah, like, they're very picky.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
So
and as like a 9-year-old, that would like burst your bubble, and like kind of like that's like a lot to deal with. I feel like I always wonder like how extreme or like how it affects child actors when they, like when they enter the industry like pretty early, and then they're like around these like really intense, like straightforward people that are like, "You're not like what I'm looking for." It's kind of like intense, right?
No, it definitely like makes you mature a lot quicker. I never really was the type of kid that was like out playing with friends and playing Barbies. Like I was always doing auditions, like learning how to meet people. So it like helped me a lot in that way. Like I definitely grew up faster than probably should have, but I think it's beneficial at the end of the day. But yeah, definitely should have probably also played with Barbies a little bit. But
I definitely played with Barbies, like up until I was like 12. I played with Barbies. I was like, I never want to give them up. So now you're teaching, and that's like the main thing. That's like that's paying the bills, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And so on the weekends, like, because I'm assuming you're teaching like during the week, like Monday through Friday,
right?
And then on the weekends, are you spending time like going to auditions or like recording songs? Like what is the weekend of Genesis life like?
So I think that's eventually the goal. So I started teaching like 2 years ago, and I moving back to LA was really hard to like be here and not do acting or singing. So but it took me a while to finally like just pick up on it and jump back into it. So I started doing the music video thing. I saw like Instagram casting.
So tell me how that.
So it was just like, I saw a casting one day, and one of my friends that I know posted it like, "Oh, like casting LA Saturday, looking for pretty girl," or whatever.
Like, you're like, "Well, hi."
I was like, I guess I'll submit to it. So I submitted, and then before that I was already doing just like modeling for photographers and just doing that for fun. So I had like nice photos.
Right.
And then I got booked for something, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." Like and it was for a smaller artist, but it was a cool video. So, and then I started just meeting more people.
Right. On set.
Then, and meeting other girls that like knew other casting companies through Instagram too. So most of it's through Instagram. I just like, they'll post like a description, and I'll just submit to it. And then
that's really interesting that it's that you found it through Instagram, because I feel like so many people like, I mean, that is kind of like the new way to apply to things. I even see it too, like on people's stories, they'll be like, "Hey, like looking for like a DP for these dates, or like looking for a background actor, or like looking for this like on their Instagram story," right? Versus like making a like post about it on like whatever website, Craigslist, whatever. or Indeed or Backstage more up to date, and you don't really have to go onto these like acting like pages and stuff. Right. And maybe like it's just like you're skipping the step of having like to like send in your photos and your videos, because I feel like your Instagram's kind of like your portfolio, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they'll still ask you to send in like 2 to 5 photos.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, but it's like they still can look at your Instagram,
right? But
I think it's just so they can send that to whoever's deciding, like making the final decision. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And I actually started doing it more so like when the pandemic hit. Because
I saw that.
Yeah, because when I was working, so it's like I was working full time, but then when the pandemic hit, I was doing distance learning. Right. So my schedule was just a lot more flexible. So I could even book something during the week at like 1 p.m. and just kind of maneuver around like my work schedule. Yeah. Because they weren't really like on us at the time. Like as long as we did what we were supposed to do and teach our classes, then you were fine. Yeah. And then the way like my teaching, since I do special education, I hop from class to class. So it's like I don't have one class all day. Oh, okay. So it was a little bit easier. So yeah, that's how the pandemic definitely helped to like get me in there. And
it's like things are like aligning now, like falling into place, it seems like, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So how many like music videos do you think you've like done now?
I feel like I've probably done like 10 overall. 10? But the thing is, some of them have been like smaller videos. Yeah. Like just to kind of get experience.
But it doesn't matter. Like any set helps, and you get experience, you meet people, like possible new connections to help like get you onto another set or production. Like that's what I've like, honestly, all the independent sets that I've ever worked on, those are the connections that I usually like am able to work on the next set. Like the big studio stuff is more just like either like one person that like is like a one-time thing, or like you got really lucky, or like it's just like I don't know, it's not very like as common. And like I've also learned that like these big studios and productions, they hire their friends, like they hire people they know already and they are comfortable working with. So it's like if you're applying on Indeed to like these major productions, you're probably not going to get hired because they're going to hire people they already know that they work well with or whatever.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with models too. It's like they're like once you get into like the bubble, it's like you see the same girls.
See what's really going on.
And then you see like the same girls getting booked for the same type of like artist, and it's like there's already like a select probably like 5 or 10 that they're like at every set. So you already
so you're like,
know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely like that. And then like you said, like I did do a bigger one for a Spanish artist. And then now the person that was like in charge of their casting, they like follow me. So it's like they like my stuff and they're like, hey, like we have something this day for this artist. Make it.
Can you make it?
And I'm like, and it's usually super last minute, which is the part that sucks. Like it'll be like the day before, like 2-3 days before.
Oh, really?
So with work, now that I'm back in person, like I've had to turn a lot down because I can't really like
just like leave.
Hey, I'm gonna be out tomorrow. Like I have to give a little bit more of a notice.
Like tomorrow's gonna be a substitute.
So it's been a little harder now that school started back up. I just really submit to stuff that's like on the weekends. So it's.
And do they like when you do the music videos? Are they like, can you wear this, or do they provide an outfit, or like how do you prepare for that? Like, do they tell you like, okay, this is like what the music, like, do you know the song going into it already, or you just like show up and then you're like, oh, this is the song.
Yeah,
and they're like, go dance or something. Like, how does it go down?
So they'll usually post like a description. Of like what you're gonna do. So it's like they'll be the one that it's like must know how to twerk and must they'll be like must be comfortable like with implied nudity or
like in a bikini
or things like so it's like then I'll know. Like I usually don't submit to those because I'm like I just never know what to expect.
You walk on, they're like, all right, it's a nude shoot. No,
and I'm like no, then I'm like no thanks. But so it's really hard because sometimes you don't know, and they never tell you the artist until you're booked.
They don't.
Until you're booked.
Oh,
so it's like you can submit and they'll just say like major LA hip hop artist,
or like upcoming like, artist,
or they'll be like major pop artist, and it's like okay. So you never really know. So it's like you can submit to like a major Latin artist, and it could be like Bad Bunny, or, So it depends, but then you really don't know till you get there what the song is. And then a lot of girls, like if they don't say in the description like you're supposed to do something, and they try to make you like
they won't do it, or they do
twerk, and it's like we'll be like no, sorry, like
you didn't say that.
That's not what you described. So you have to be like careful.
Because I feel like that could definitely be something that they're like, like you're in the background, you're in the music video, you have to do this, or like you're already here, like do this, like they'll like
they try
like
to push
throw in some like extra commands or like things to do. But I'm like that's definitely not cool. Like. Because like, I mean, on a production, even like when you make a movie, you can't just tell an actor like, oh, like this is going to be a nude scene now all of a sudden.
It's
you know
like,
what I mean?
That's
it's like,
I signed up for.
like you have to sign a release form and make sure like they're okay with that. So like, that would be uncomfortable, like, you know, being thrown in that situation and then they're like twerk and you're like,
what?
But I think if you have a group of girls that like, you know, like, no, like you didn't, that wasn't part of the gig, that's huge. That helps out a lot. Cause I feel like I might be someone that would get intimidated in that situation. Like,
no, I used to be like that, just also not speaking about like pay and things like that. Cause it's like,
me too. I used to be awkward about it too. I'm like, how do I ask for this? Like, but honestly, you can't be shy about it because people take advantage of that too. You know what I mean? They're like, she'll work for cheap.
Like the very first video I ever did, I was with one of my friends that does modeling too. Yeah. And she does a lot of big videos. And we were talking about the first that we met on. Yeah. She was kind of starting out too. Yeah. Yeah. And they paid us $50
for the whole day.
For 6 hours, I think, and it turned into like 8 hours.
So and like we not even like minute, not even
and then like now we're like, what the hell are we doing? Like, and it's like now it's like they tell us, okay, 4 hours, and it's let's say 300. Then it's like, okay, if it's over 3 hours, like what's 4 hours, we're leaving. Yeah. And if they want us more, then they pay us more. So it's like
sometimes it's like a flat rate, or sometimes is it like hourly, or how
usually you ask if it's like hourly, like, or you'll be like, okay, how many hours are you booking me for? Yeah. And sometimes there's a range, it's like 6 to 8 hours, but it's like, so they can keep you there the 8 hours. Right. But if it goes over, like they definitely have to pay.
No, yeah. And anything after 8 hours is overtime.
Yeah. So
I don't know if music videos like do they?
They should.
They should.
Like, they should, but a lot of them don't. Yeah. I think the problem is there's a lot of girls that like are just starting and like
maybe don't know that.
Yeah, no, or they just want to be in the video so bad, so they're like, okay,
they'll do it. Yeah,
so they'll do it, and it kind of messes it up for the other people.
I was gonna ask that, like in the music video world, like, is it the same like where they threaten like, well, if you don't do this, like if you don't dance in the video, or if you don't wear this in the video, some other girl will, like, is that threat there?
They don't like threaten, but I'm pretty sure it's like it's underlying, like it's like it's there,
because it's totally there in the film industry when it comes to like any fucking crew position. They're like, oh, like you don't want to do this job for this pay, well, that person will, right? And that's why like shit has been getting so messed up, and like, oh, people have been getting overworked and like all this shit in the film industry, because like we've just been letting it, like the abuse go on for so long of just like, you're replaceable, and we just take it. We're like, yeah, we are. You know what I mean?
They definitely don't like explicitly say, at least I've never experienced it, but yeah, there's just always the really young new girls that are like 19, 18. And they're like, okay,
just graduate high school, and
they're like, Drake video, cool. I'll get naked. And it's like, okay,
I'll twerk. And
that's the thing; they don't even pay more for like those types of videos.
I didn't think so.
Don't. It's just like it's the same amount, and they'll be like $150 for 5 hours, and it's like, no, like, and sometimes it's not even minimum wage.
Yeah, I know, and that's interesting because, I mean, but the thing is, like, if people do it, like, you can't really complain about it, because like, you know, they're accepting it. Like if it was like no one was accepting it, then you could be like,
they force them to bump the rates. Yeah. But yeah, it just depends. But yeah,
do you get credit in like the admin,
no,
or like how does that
they
work?
don't even know. You just kind of show up and do it.
Okay, it's just like for like a day rate and like
and then
possible connections when you're there.
And that's the thing. Like I have met a lot of people through music videos, just like studio owners, other like songwriters. Yeah. Some of the artists that are smaller, like they're cool and they're like, like, let's write together. So So I've made a lot of friends like that.
Do you write too? You write?
I haven't started. Actually, that's one of the things I want to start doing.
That's honestly a great way to meet. Like, oh my god, for you it'd be awesome, because it's like meet the music producers or like studio owners, and then like, you know, you sing also, and then maybe you can, you know, sing a little bit for them and get signed or something. I don't know.
At the video for the Spanish artist I was talking about, we were all in the room kind of just waiting. We had downtime. And then there was this guy that I was like, he looks like he's someone, but I don't know who he is. Turns out he was like the owner of like their label.
Oh shit.
And he's like a pretty big guy in like the Hispanic like community. Yeah. So he was like, oh, like, so you model? And I was like, yeah, but like, I'm more of a singer. And he was like, oh, like, sing right now. And I was
put you on the spot. Did you show up? Or
I was literally like, okay. He's like, you're not nervous? I'm like, not really. And then I started singing, and like, even the artist was there, and they were all like, they were like, what? And then he's like, you know, I'm a music producer, right? And I was like, oh, you are? And like, I had no idea.
No, but that's good, because I feel like maybe if you did know, maybe you'd get nervous.
Right.
So it's good that you didn't know.
No, I know. And he like followed me on Instagram and has like my number, and he'll like message me random, like, oh, like, show me your music. I don't have any music. So that's where I'm like, okay, I need to get on it.
Yeah, no, you need oh my God. That's
yeah.
inspirational to like want to write a song though, because it's like, because see, that's literally how it works. Like you could be like working on someone's music video. Like maybe you're not the star of their music video, but who knows?
Yeah,
maybe
you
like
meet someone,
and you meet someone, and then you are the star of the music video. Yeah, like people are on your music video. You know what I mean? You never know, and it's like it can change so quickly. So
yeah,
that's really interesting. I love it. And do they like when you do these music videos? Are they like, oh, like you have to drink, or like do they provide alcohol? Not like okay, that sounded very forceful. Like you have to drink. No. I didn't mean it like that, but more like, do they provide alcohol and they're like, oh, like drink to loosen up for like the video, or is that more like in like is that more stereotypical?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely happened. I'd say it's probably happened like twice. I think it just depends on like the crowd, and just there's some videos that I went to that were like very, very professional, and like then others that are more laid back, and it's like everyone's like all their homies are there.
Like
and,
the whole
and then they're like, oh, you guys want to drink? Like,
it's like a party.
Yeah, and it's like that. But then that's when the girls that know, they're like, all right, yeah, no thanks. Okay, yeah, we're leaving.
Yeah,
and it's like when we don't stay for the party. But yeah, no, sometimes like, but it's not like a crazy party.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, I'm not sure about the other ones. Like, maybe with like,
so it's not like always there. Like it's not.
Yeah. No,
okay. Well, that's good. I feel like that would add like a little bit of like pressure, or like kind of like make you think like, but why are you making me drink? Or like, why do you want me to get drunk? You know what I mean? Because like when I think about it, like when you're on like a film set or something, they're not like, hey, like drink alcohol. If anything, when there's scenes with drinking or like doing drugs, it's all fake, obviously. Like we're not having actors really get drunk.
Of course. There's definitely like I've definitely heard stories of like crazier things, but just like sexual harassment
on set, or after set,
on set, or during set, like just I've heard stories of just like guys trying to grope because they were drunk, and then they're trying to grope the girl, and like be like, it's almost it's almost like they treat them as like they're like prostitutes, like, and they got hired, hired to be there.
Yeah, like no, that's not what it is.
Yeah,
like so being a dancer in a video, or being like the love interest in a video, like that's so different than like what they're expecting. Like what are you like?
And I don't know if it's because like a lot of times there are like strippers that do work in videos, right? So I don't know if like sometimes people think that every girl that's like is like a stripper, and it's like, no, that's not the case.
If you are a stripper or not, like you're not entitled, like you're not forced to like have to like shake your ass when a guy wants you to,
or let them touch you.
Excuse me, like no, like guys feeling very entitled on set and thinking they can say inappropriate things to you. Like I actually experienced that at my new job. I was like literally like it happened to me 2 days ago. Actually, I was checking people in for their like rapid test before they're able to go to work, on set. And one of the guys on there like was being like super creepy and like inappropriate, like just saying like oh, like trying to get my number, and I was like, no way. And then he's like, well, then you take my number, and I was like, no. I was like, I was like, your number's actually in our system already, like just trying to like make it work related. And then he was like, I'm expecting a text from you later, and I literally was like I just felt like so creepy. I was like, why would you expect? And this guy's like way older than me, and I was just like just stop. And then like and it started like that, like very slowly, and then like every time I would go to set, he would start adding more and more like stuff, saying more and more like ballsy things to me. And my coworkers started hearing that, and then they're like, after we left set, they're like, are you like, do you feel like uncomfortable? Like, do you want us to like tell our boss that like basically got sexually harassed? And I was like, no, I did not get sexually harassed. Like I didn't get touched at work or anything. Yeah. But like, I do like, it wasn't appropriate the way he was like speaking to me. Like he was just very like, because he was like, oh, like what would happen if my COVID test turns out positive? And somebody like jokingly, like my coworker was like, oh, like we'll find you and we'll tackle you, like ha ha ha, right? And then he's like, oh, he's like, the only one I want to tackle me is her, and like points to me, like, and it was just so awkward. It's like, why did you have to say that? You know what I mean? It's like, it's not even like, it wasn't like that bad. It wasn't that bad where I'm like, oh my God, like I can't return to work. You know what I mean? But it's just like uncomfortable. It's just like, you can tell like this person has never been told like, hey, that's inappropriate. Like, don't say that. So he like, just gets away with it.
Especially it's like after like you don't respond to these
and if you don't acknowledge it, it's like just stop already. Acknowledging all these comments on purpose. So it's like, why are you like still doing it going? It's so creepy. Yeah. Right. So I can't even imagine how like much that happens in the music video industry as well, because it happens literally like
thankfully it hasn't happened to me, but I've definitely heard stories of just people being weird or making like, I know a girl who was like, I literally like left set because this guy was just being super like, she left set crying, and the thing was, she was saying like, that's not cool, that the film crew didn't even say anything or because it's like because it's like they're getting paid to be there. So I'm pretty sure they were afraid that if they said something like they wouldn't get paid. So it's like, she was like, it was so scary. She goes, no one was there. So I left.
No one was there. Like no one was in her corner. Like helping
exactly.
Her out. And then you feel alone like that. That's pretty like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I think I had such a great like reaction from my they were so like overprotective over me. Like I was like downplaying it so hard. Like just like, oh no, it's fine. Like almost like accepting it, like it was okay to be spoken to like that, because I was like, I don't want to like be like the issue of anything or whatever. And then the more like they were talking, they're like, no, like stop justifying it. Right. Or, like it's not okay. It's not cool. And I was like, you know what? You're fucking right. It's not cool, you know? Because like the whole time I was like, it's fine. Like just deal with it. Just like ignore it. Blah, blah, don't say anything, you know? Right. But then like when they were like basically like, no, like you don't have to do that. I'm just like, you're right. Like why am I like letting him get away with that? Like I should put my foot down, like you know, or like I don't know. I just feel like if the roles were reversed, like I don't know. It's just
that's definitely not cool. So sorry you have to go through that.
No. I mean, it's just another day being a girl, I guess. So I want to know how you got on the show Frogger, how you like stumbled upon the like audition process, like it was shot in Australia, right? Yeah. So, okay, hold up. I feel like we have so much to talk about. So I'm gonna let you take it away.
Yeah. So I was just like randomly one day, someone messaged me on Instagram, and it was
randomly.
Like, it was like a random DM. It was like an MTV casting director. So I actually thought it was like an MTV show, and I was like,
oh no way.
Yeah, they're like, hey, like there's this
Instagram
show.
really is pulling through.
Yeah, like, it is. It is.
Just like quick backstage.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So they like messaged me and they're like, oh, there's this show. It's, this day, like we think.
Did they tell you what it was about, or like were they just like, oh, it's a competition?
No. Yeah, they did tell us. They were just like, it's based on this 80s game Frogger, and it's gonna be like a live action version of it. And
is it like a lighter version of like Wipeout?
Yeah, that's what they said. So they said it's kind of similar to Wipeout and Ninja Warriors. I was like, so in my head I was like, are they sure they want me? I was like, I'm pretty sure they're getting me to just be like the pretty like model that goes and like makes a fool out of herself. So I
literally would be like, I'm not athletic enough. Like,
and it's like I work out. Like I work out, but I'm not like crazy like athletic.
You're good.
But I'm like, I just lift weights.
But that's still something.
Right. So. But so they messaged me, and then I was like, oh, like when are the dates? I don't know, because I have work.
Right.
And then they're like, so the dates were going to be earlier, and I was like, I don't know if I can do it. Like, and they're like, well, just apply. Like, I was like, okay.
So the guy reached out to you, or girl? Guy?
Yeah, it was a guy, and
then he was like, you apply.
So I basically sent him my information, and I basically bypassed the initial like the one that any random person can sign up for. Right. So I got a phone interview like immediately.
Got it.
And then so I bypassed like that whole little process.
Got it.
But then I still had to go through the casting phases. It was like, I think it was like 3 different interviews.
Wow.
But
like I said, the Instagram's like a portfolio, right? So it's like versus like when people are like signing up or sending in applications, there's no like photo attached. So you're just going off of like what they're writing.
Right. No, I think that they were looking for specific types of people. So like being an 80s game, I met other like contestants that were maybe not as athletic, but they were like 80s video game fanatics, and they had like collections of like Nintendo stuff. And so they like
trying to mix it up.
So there was definitely other people that they reached out to, or there was like other like athlete people that were they reached out to us too. So I think it was a way to like recruit people and like that kind
mix
of
it up a little bit too.
Yeah, and that kind of fit the fun kind of vibe of
the genre of the show too. Yeah.
They didn't want just super crazy athletic people. Like there was definitely
because if everyone's like super athletic and good, you're just like, God damn it,
it's like,
you're just watching like hella like active people like just kill like do really well in an obstacle course.
Yeah. So yeah, they definitely got a variety of people.
Right.
And yeah, I went.
How many people were there in this like?
So there was a total of like I think it was 74 people.
Whoa.
So we initially
and it's always two competing against each other.
Yeah. So there was three pairs per episode that competed, and then from there was like a winner in all three. Yeah. And so then those three moved on to like the final round for the episode, and then those three
that's how it works.
they competed, and there was one winner.
Got it.
So then there's 12 episodes. Yeah, 12 episodes with 6 people on each, and then one winner from each. So 12 winners, and then they go to like the final, or like the finale. Okay. Yeah. So
so you do your phone interview. They call you. And like, what kind of questions did they ask you?
It was just like, you know,
like, do you like to run?
Like, what kind of things do you like to do for fun?
Eat. I'd be like, I would not pass. I would fucking not make the first phone call interview. I'd be like, this shit could literally like fall into the water like first obstacle course. Yeah, no. And then they ask things like, oh, like what about the 80s? Like, is your favorite thing? Or like, you're like, I wasn't.
They're like, I know you weren't born in the 80s. But, like, does your mom or your dad talk about something from the 80s? Or like, what's something cool? And I was like, I talked about how I like really liked 80s music.
Yeah, and 80s movies.
Yeah, and like the fashion is really cool. So it was things like that. It was just very like simple, like fun.
Like it was more like talking to like a friend versus like someone interviewing you.
Yeah. And then they'd be like, oh, so like, what would you do? Like, it's a large prize money. They're like, we can't say, but like, what would you spend it on? And
what did you say?
I think I had said like originally, like I would spend it on like paying off student loans and investing and buying a car. Yeah. But then they're like, no, we need something a little bit more fun. And I'm like, okay. I was like, I guess I'll invest it in like my music. Yeah. Invest into an album. Yeah. So I used that, and it was just I don't even remember what all the interview stages were. I think it was that, and then we had to do like a workout video. So they sent us like this workout, like a HIIT workout thing. Like what was on like, it? I think it was like a 15-minute workout, and it was like burpees, and then it was like
to see if you could, like, if you couldn't do that, then you probably wouldn't be able to do the intensity of the obstacle course, right?
So it was pretty intense because it went from like I think it was like squat jumps to like lunge jumps. It was just like a bunch
so it was like
of
actual like
it was hard.
Oh my God.
And then I was like low key like pausing, and I was like, there's no way they're gonna get me. And then like literally like 2 months passed, and I
2 months actually,
and I had not heard anything.
Okay.
And then they were like, hey, like, so like I forgot what you doing? I forgot what the next like round was, and it was it was like background check, and I was like, okay.
Oh, make sure you're not.
And I was like,
some crazy.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, so I guess I'm still in. I was like, okay. And then they never really like gave me an official like, hey, you're going. Like literally wasn't like they never gave me an answer. It was just like
what month did they reach out to you? Like let's say like
I probably like maybe like April,
and
then background check took forever, and then it was like the departure date was going to be like end of May. Okay. So it ended up overlapping with my work by 2 weeks.
Oh shit.
But the thing that worked out was that I had 2 weeks of quarantine in Australia. So those last 2 weeks of school,
you were able to like
I was able to finish it. Oh my God,
that literally worked out
perfectly.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was super perfect.
Oh my God.
So I still had to get permission just for my school to unlock like the Australia features on my computer. But so I was waking up at like 3 a.m. to teach because it was because of the time difference.
Wow.
But yeah,
that's dedication though. Like I like that you're still like pursuing like your dreams and also like getting your work done.
Yeah,
committed to what your responsibilities, because like sometimes like you get like excited and you're like, like I'm gonna, do my creative thing. And then maybe you drop like the responsibilities of like what really pays the bills. Right. But like, that's good that you know how to manage it and like we're able to manage it. That's huge. So like, did they tell you, like, I'm assuming they paid for the hotel and all that.
Yeah. It was all paid for. And then
meals too.
Yeah. So
and
quarantine,
flight, right?
Yeah, it was all paid for. And then the quarantine hotel, that was paid for. And it's like, they would come and drop off like food like at the front door, like the hotel stuff, and then like knock and like run away.
That's amazing. And like, did you have a roommate? Like, did they pair you up?
So it was literally like
they let you have your own room.
Yeah, no, well, because the quarantine process in Australia is super strict.
Yeah, no,
so it's like you have to be like in your own room for 2 weeks. Like you literally cannot leave the room.
Did you like it, or was it kind of intense?
No, it was hard. Like
because like being alone, because you can't even go out, right?
No, yeah, you literally don't even have a room key. So it's like you can just like
you don't have a room key.
No, you can literally just like look out the window, and then the window didn't open, so it was like I didn't like smell fresh air for 2 weeks.
No way! Oh my god!
Yeah, the only thing you can do, and then there's like security like in the hallway. Like you can't leave.
And they never let you see the other contestants until
we were like paranoid.
Well, yeah, you don't want to get booted off the show.
Exactly. So then we do the 2 weeks of quarantine, which it was fine up until like the half of the second week. I was just like, oh my god. Okay.
Like the first week, it was kind of exciting. Yeah, like I'm in Australia.
Yeah,
like I'm doing a show.
Okay, I'm gonna work out. Like I'm gonna watch Netflix. Like, I had a routine, but then I started to get sick of the routine.
Yeah, of course.
And then it was just like, oh my god. Like,
and I'm sure you miss like your dog and just like
friends. So I would just FaceTime people, but it sucked.
Oh my god, I didn't know. Okay, yeah, because I remember seeing your story and I was like, is she teaching in Australia? Because you'd like show your class, like the online class, and then you were like in Australia. I was like, wait, what? I was like, trying to like put it together, and like I remember talking to you, and you couldn't like say much about the show yet.
Post about it. So
and you were like, I'm just like doing something over here, but like there could be some big prize money, and I was like what is she doing? Yeah. But I was like, that sounds fun.
Yeah, no, and I would just post on my close friends because like people that like knew I was going, but I couldn't post about it. So I'm actually going to be posting like all my photos soon.
Yeah. Okay, so the 2 weeks are over, and they're like, you're allowed to leave your room.
Yeah. So they pick us up in a bus, and then everyone's like, oh my gosh, like this sucked. So we're
like, and then you guys are all like talking in the bus, like
and then we get to the next hotel, which was like in the Sydney Olympic Park area, because that's where the filming was, in the Olympic Park, because that's the only place big enough for like,
I was like, oh shit.
So there's a hotel over there.
And so you had no idea what the obstacle course was gonna look like beforehand. It was it was a mystery, like surprise. Like,
we didn't.
Did they tell you like you're gonna maybe be doing stuff like this, or like the intensity level of things?
Like it was just like very ambiguous, and just like, oh shit, really jumping.
Were you nervous? Like, were you scared?
We were all nervous. Like we were like, what is going on? Like
I'm like, it's like Squid Game. You better like survive.
And it's like you didn't know, and then you just have like your filming date, and then you just knew like. And then
so they just told you like, okay, like your date's like, I don't know, like May 10th or something.
Yeah, and the dates were really spread out, like really spread out. There were some people that were competing like 5 days after we got out of quarantine, and then some people that wouldn't compete till like 2 weeks after.
So what were they doing like in those 2 weeks?
It was just like some of those days, I don't know, honestly.
Because you're not allowed to leave, right?
No, we were allowed to leave. So the days that we weren't filming, we can go and like explore and whatever. So we just couldn't like actually leave Sydney, like to go to another, like to Melbourne or anything.
But like, were you allowed to like get lunch? Or...
Yeah. We could go and do anything, and then we had like
sightsee a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got to sightsee for like a few days, but then what ended up happening that sucked for everyone was that we did the 2 week quarantine. We were free for like 5 days. Yeah. And then there was a COVID outbreak in Sydney. So like Australia is just super crazy.
No, they're super strict. Like if they have one COVID case, they shut down, right?
Yeah. So there was 3, and they shut down. So it's like
it put production on hold.
No, not production on hold. So they were able to like get away with it, but just everything else closed.
The whole city was like
so like sightseeing stuff, everything.
No,
so it's like I was literally able to go to like maybe like three days, and then like I went to some other stuff the other 2 days. Yeah. But there was some people that were like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna wait till after I compete to go
sightseeing,
and then they didn't get to see anything. And I was like, well, like at least I got to see something. God. But it sucked. And then the rest of the time that we were there,
how long were you there for?
I was there for like 6 weeks total. Yeah. But some people were there less. Like the minimum you would be there is 3 weeks, and then
that's like a long time. So I'm just like imagining like 72 contestants, 72 hotel rooms.
It got smaller though. So it's like after the first round, but it took a while to film the first round. Right. Like half the people would be gone. Yeah. So then it ended up being 36, and then 36. From there it was like only I think 12 people. But so it was like slowly getting smaller and smaller. But so it was crazy.
6 weeks. Holy shit. And did you know that like going into it? Like like, when did they drop the ball on you? Like, you're gonna be gone for 6 weeks?
No, they literally, like, I'm telling you, they like, I knew the fly out date, and I was like, hey, like, am I going? And then they're like, oh, wait, the background check's still processing. It's taking really long. And I'm like, okay,
you're like, why is it taking so long?
I was like, can we leave in 5 days? Like, I need to like figure this out.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, do you have a passport and like stuff like that?
Yeah, like they already had everything. So I was like, okay. And then I get a call from like, they're like, oh, the show psychologist is gonna call you. And I'm like, okay.
Was it like a 3-hour, like, did you have to do a 3-hour psych test? Like,
no, so it wasn't even a psych test. I thought it would be that, but it was just like a phone call. And she was just like, I just want to let you know, like, we're gonna, you know, I'll be here for you for like during the 2-week quarantine and the whole show.
Oh, so you like call her and you're like, I want to break free of this room.
Yeah. So it was cool they had that. I never used her, but then I was like, so I am going, like, and she was like, well, production's not sure yet. And I was like,
they actually said that?
Yeah, and I was like, why would you call me?
When I did the house calls with Dr. Phil, they made us do a 3-hour psych evaluation on the computer. And it was crazy. 375 questions. And it was like, the questions were like, do you hear voices like telling you to do so? And I was like, no, like, it was like crazy. That, like, and that's why I was like, I wonder if they made you do that, or like a physical test.
Oh yeah, we had a physical, like we had to go to our doctor, and it was just like basic, like, do your knees work, do your knees work? Can you jump?
You have like arthritis or something, or like heart condition,
any like medication.
Are you pregnant?
Yeah, we had to take a pregnancy test before going.
No way. Shut up. Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so surprised by all, like I guess competition shows are like different
because it's like physical. So it's like if something hits you and like, let's say you're pregnant and lose a baby,
like, then they don't want to be liable.
I mean, you sign your life away anyways.
You literally do. Like,
So
like, did you read the waiver? It's like, oh, if you get hit in the face and your nose breaks, that's on you.
Yeah. I mean, they would. I think they covered like the initial expense if like you did get hurt, but yeah. You can't do anything about anything anyway. So
okay. Whoa. Okay. Crazy. Okay. And then so they let you out of the room and they're like, today you're filming. And
they give
did you know who you were gonna go up against?
No, not until like the day of.
So they planned that. They're like, did they like align you with like body size? Like similar?
So that's what they said, that they tried to line you up with similar body type and height.
Right.
So there was,
because it has to be fair.
Yeah, there was some guys that were like military 6 foot, like
if you were competing against them,
like it's easier for them to jump with long legs.
Right. Yeah. If you're tall, it's like you definitely have an advantage when you jump.
Right. So they did try to pair you up like according to that.
Okay.
And they actually said that like the fitness video that we submitted was more so to pair you up with someone to the same like physical ability as you.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they said so I was paired. But you don't know to the day of. And, we kind of start narrowing it down. Like who am I? So like, okay, this person like, well, what tier are you going?
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, it could be either one of us. Like, so it's like we kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
But and then even for like the final round, you wouldn't know.
We wouldn't know
until like the day of.
So you get to the studio, and do they like COVID test you before too, or like?
No, so because we had to do the 2-week quarantine, like we were all fine.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that's why they ended up doing it.
Did they let you see the obstacle course before running it?
Yeah. So we went through like a safety briefing, and
you do go through a safety.
Yeah, they tell you like, okay, be careful if you jump from here, don't do this because you could get hurt, or.
They actually do.
Yeah, okay. They tell you how to, like, if you fall in the water, like how to fall to like reduce the risk of injury. Yeah. And then they like show you the course, and it's like, okay, this is how you run it. And
they actually like you were able like go out and see it. It wasn't like a little like, okay, so this is
no, we were able to go out and see it. Yeah.
And when you saw it the first time, what were you feeling?
It was like, so I think I felt relief, because I think like the whole time you're like, oh my gosh,
what is it gonna be?
Like, are they gonna like lunge me from a freaking like 50 foot?
I honestly would be so fucking nervous, especially during that 2 weeks in the hotel room. I'd be like overthinking it. I'd be like, what are we gonna do? Like, I'm scared.
It was scary, and it wasn't scary until like probably like the 2 days before you like your filming date, and then it was definitely like scary. Yeah. And then you hear other people's stories of like, oh, we had to jump on marshmallows and like.
Was it different every time?
Yeah. So every person had like, there was like a few different sets for the first round.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like 4.
Which is like, did you feel like that was an advantage or disadvantage? Like, did you feel like maybe some sets or like.
They might have been. I mean, I didn't run all of them, so I'm not sure. But I think they each had they're different,
like challenges and different. Okay.
Yeah. Because like, there were some that were like more upper body, and some was like a lot of jumping, and others it's like balancing on like a pole.
Oh God. So, which one did you like do? Like, what was your, like, what were you good at? Like, what did you?
So the one that I did, the first one, it was called Ribbit River, and it was like basically jumping, and then I had to go like the first part, if you watch it, oh God, it was such a pain in the ass. Like, it was like they put the hardest part first.
Oh
like,
God,
it was just like these water cannons just shooting super hard.
Was the water, did it hurt when it hit?
Yeah, it was hard.
Because like pressure of water.
Yeah, it was, and it was like, it was
cold water too?
No, it was like 70 degrees. So that was, they were nice about it. But yeah, it was just really hard water. And the thing is, it wasn't like at one stream. It was like
a jet,
just like shoot. It was like cannon. So like, and then like they said like you couldn't touch like the blue parts. So we're like trying to balance, and meanwhile the water's hitting. It's like we just like me and my partner both fell there until we figured out how to do it without. I mean, I think it was like technically cheating, but it's I mean, I think we wouldn't have passed it if we didn't do that. Yeah, especially being like 120 pounds. It's like like this water was knocking out like grown men. It's just like it was hard. And then from there, it was mainly just a lot of jumping, just like jumping and landing. And
how did you prep yourself for that? Or like, were you ever just like standing there like nervous, like, oh my God, like everybody's watching, there's cameras, like like are the other contestants watching?
No, so just the person you compete against, but no one else, and there's like no live audience or anything.
Right, because I'm sure Australia is pretty strict about like all that.
So it was they would watch, and I think definitely like the first person had it, or the second person had it, the advantage of like watching the first person. Because then you would see what they would do, and obviously
and can
either do it or not. So that one wasn't too bad. But then I'm trying to think, the second one, the final round of like the first episode.
So you did 3 rounds? Okay.
Yeah.
So the first round was the frog, and you jumped in the water was hitting
jumping the turtles with the water cannon.
Okay. And you passed that. And the second one was
the boss toad round, which is like the winning round for the episode.
Okay.
It's like you have to, so you start in the middle, and like you can choose like what way to go. Yeah. There's just like 5 little frogs, and you have to collect them all.
Okay.
So it's it's like
cute.
So it's like you're saving the frogs, and it's like you decide where you go. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. As long as you
you have 5 minutes. Yeah. So whoever collects the most, or like the same. So if I collected 2 and you collected 2, it's like whoever did it fastest.
Right. By time.
Or whoever collected
or has
most.
more. Okay.
So it was.
Did you win that one?
Yeah, I ended up winning that one.
Nice.
Like,
oh my
crazy.
God, that's so exciting.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I won the first round. I'm like, oh wow. Like I was like, and I was so
was
terrified.
That girl or guy out, or it was a girl?
So the girl that I went against first, she was out, so she went home after that. Waited like a while to shoot the next round. Yeah, because it wasn't on the same day. Yeah, but so then I went against 2 other girls. So it was like the top 3 from that episode. But we didn't know who it was, because everyone filmed separate days, and then they put together on the episode. Yeah. But so we filmed, and then one of the girls I competed against, she like finished the whole course. Like she was like super badass. Yeah. And then one of the other girls, like, she was like, we were all kind of similar height. One was a little taller. Yeah. But so we did it, and I ended up getting 2 froglets, like same as the first girl that went. Yeah. But I did it faster. So then I automatically like beat her. Oh, and then the last girl, like she was going like pretty fast. Like I was like, oh my God, like I was like low key scared. Yeah. And then she just like tried to make this like jump to like fell. Yeah, and she didn't make it. No. And I almost didn't make it. So I was
shit. Like, was the actual water like when you fall in cold, or is it also 70?
No, it's also 70. Okay. Yeah.
And how deep is it? Because I feel like
I don't know. I mean,
like maybe 5 feet.
No, probably a little more. Because they have all like the
so like I'm assuming you have to know how to swim.
Yeah. Well, we had like life jackets. Oh. So you don't have to know how to swim, but you like can't be like terrified of water.
You can't be like
Yeah. So it's like you have the life jackets on. So.
Was there like a lifeguard there in case?
They definitely have safety people. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel
not like a lifeguard.
Because like I feel like you definitely have to have like a medic and like now like COVID compliance officer on set and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like for a competition show where there's possible injuries, they for sure have to have like maybe like an EMT out back.
Oh yeah, no, they definitely did have
something. Yeah,
some people got like scratches.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did anyone get hurt? Like
so like it was like slight injuries. Like on my episode when I there's a part where I face plant onto this.
I saw your pictures. I was like, oh
yeah.
my God.
No, yeah. So I
thank God it didn't scar though.
Yeah, it didn't scar. It was just it was more so a raspberry burn almost.
Okay, yeah.
Because some of the things we land on, they have that material that anti-slip, but it's
but then you slip.
Kind of scratchy. yeah. So it's I landed and face planted and then slid. So it just
little burn, a rug burn on your chin.
Right. It was a burn here, and then it was a little here in my forehead, and then my nose got the most of it.
No.
And even my lips, because I just landed.
I'd be like, my face.
Yeah. So I was okay. I was I'm fine.
Were you pissed or were you it's fine?
No, I was just get up and keep going. Because I can't spend time on this. So.
Did it in the moment, did you feel oh, that hurt? Or
it just went
after?
My face just went numb when it hit.
Really?
And I was I couldn't tell.
Did you just play it off? Okay.
No, I was just because I could I know I was bleeding from somewhere, but what I thought was my lip popped. So I was okay, if there's a lot of blood, I was this is gonna be a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Then so I just touched my face and I was okay. I was there's blood somewhere, but it's not my lips. So I was let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was fine. But it ended up being my nose.
That's
my nose
crazy.
A little bit.
Oh my God.
But it looked a lot it looks worse.
It looked
than it actually
I was holy shit.
But then afterwards they were just came and just put rubbing alcohol on my nose and a band-aid, but
you got a nose job.
Yeah. But it wasn't terrible, but they had medics there and everything, so it was cool.
And then your final round, what did you do? What was the obstacle course?
Oh yeah, so the final round was the top 12, and the way that
you made the top 12.
Yeah, I made it to the top 12. And
did you think you were gonna make it to top 12 or honestly?
No, I
really?
didn't. I literally thought I was gonna go home after. I was I'm gonna be
12 is amazing out of 70 people.
I remember I had told my friends and stuff. I was
I'll be back
by I'll be back by 4th of July. I was count me in.
Oh, so you were gone for 4th of July?
Yeah, I was gone from
oh yeah, I think I actually invited you to come over. Yeah. And you're I'm in Australia.
I didn't come back till July 14th or something. So I was gone for 6 weeks, a month and a half.
Almost 2 months.
Yeah. Damn. So it was cool though. It was fun. But
so you do the final course and was it the most challenging out of all three?
Not really. It was just different, and the thing it was more so time based. So it's instead of competing against everybody, it's just you're competing. You run the course and you don't watch anyone.
Okay.
And then they just come and let you know who were the fastest three, or or if 3 people completed the course, who did it faster, who were the top 3 out of the 12.
Okay.
And then those people go on to the final round, which I don't know exactly what it was. But yeah, I didn't make it to the past 3, to the top 3.
But the fact that you made it top 12, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
so what was the thing that got you out?
It was just the speed, and then there's a part, can't say yet, but it's there's a part where I didn't complete the whole course, but it was super hard.
I bet.
So
I from the beginning when you were already telling me, I was I don't know how she did this.
Yeah,
I'm intense. Because I see you as so girly girl. I see you the way I see myself, very girly girl. You can get dirty, but you get your hands dirty, but that's intense.
Yeah, well, it's when I won the my episode. Yeah, that was where everyone, because a lot of the people I knew, made it past the first round at least.
Right.
They're oh yeah, we won. Okay, now we're gonna go to the boss third round.
Yeah.
And then when everyone saw me come back with my nose band-aid up, they're oh, are you okay? And I was yeah, I'm fine. And they're how was it though? And then everyone was just, I think they assumed that I hadn't made it.
You were gonna go out.
Yeah. And then I was I won. And they're what? You won?
Yeah.
And they're oh shit, dude, that's so cool.
Yeah.
A lot of people even the
didn't expect it, and then bam. Which is I feel even cooler than it being obvious, oh, she's probably gonna make it. That's such a surprise and shock.
Yeah. So
that's
it's been cool now. You don't see anyone else's runs. So it's now that the episodes are coming out, we're all in a group chat and we're oh my god. Because you hear all the stories, but
then now you're seeing
you're seeing it. So it's really cool. So when I did mine, they're
oh,
dude, they're you're badass. They're is your face fine? I'm yeah, it's fine. Okay. And they're dude, they're you're so badass.
That is badass.
You're tough. I'm
no, that's tough as shit. I knew the competition show was gonna be tough. I saw it, I was it straight up looks like Wipeout, but a new style of Wipeout, right? It looks really intense.
And then the top 3, it was a really good top 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it was really cool.
Did you expect those people to be in the top 3? Were you
not
kind of
one of them, yes.
Yeah.
The other, no, probably 2 of them. And then probably 3 was like an underdog, but it was really cool.
Yeah.
And it was really cool because it was like, the 12 of us were left. And then we kind of like started narrowing down, like, because we would be like, oh yeah, you like, so this person finished the course, so they're definitely at least in. And then by the end, it was like we already knew like, okay, who probably hadn't made it.
Right.
And then when we found out like the top 3, it was really cool because everyone was like genuinely like happy
and
for
supportive.
everyone.
Yeah.
I think it was just like at that point we were
you
like,
were like friends too.
Yeah, we were like, we already made it to the top 12. Cool.
Like we made it. Yeah. Oh my god, that's amazing.
And they were like, we get to go home now. Cool.
So you made friends. I'm assuming.
Yeah, because
some of them live in LA or
a few of them do, and then or like San Diego.
That's not
I think
far.
it's like 6 that are from like the general, like California. There's some like in San Francisco.
That's like 6 more friends than you have before, right?
Yeah. Like, and I'm actually really good friends with 2 of them. Like they live in LA and like we hang out all the time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, one of them's an actor.
Well that works out.
Yeah, so it's like he's always like, can you help me with my self tapes and like all this stuff. So yeah, it's been cool. And then like other like people
seems like it was a great like experience to do and journey, like something that you maybe didn't see yourself doing or maybe wouldn't have personally applied to yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
But like the fact of the opportunity like came to you, like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. Yeah, I think the best part of the whole show was probably just like meeting people and making friends.
Yeah.
And it was like,
and it was on a major streaming platform, Peacock, right? Yeah. So it plays like every night at 8 or
every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Yeah, they release
every night.
Yeah, they release 3 episodes of like on the premiere day, and then it's 1 episode per week.
Okay.
So I think it's going up until
it's a full
November.
Hour.
Yeah, it's like 45 minutes.
45 minutes, cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was super cool, and when we had to go into like the COVID lockdown, we were all like forced to hang out with each other. So that's why we all became really good friends.
Yeah.
We'd be like, let's go to the grocery store. Let's go on a walk. Like, let's go do yoga at the park. Like, because there was like guys that were like personal trainers and like, things like that. So it's like we would do. That's
pretty cool.
Yeah, we had to find like ways to
stay active, stay busy,
and stay busy, and not be bored. And
what was like the age range between the contestants?
It was a big age range.
Oh,
like,
really?
I think the youngest one was probably like 20 or 21.
Okay.
And then the oldest probably like
50?
Almost 50. Yeah. I think 45 maybe.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good age range.
Yeah, it was a big age range. So it was
really like whoever could just do that. It was like, it wasn't like, oh, everyone's like super young and athletic.
No. Yeah. It was like a large
which variety. I like, because I feel like more people can connect to that too. Because like I'm just like, I'm not like athletic like that. So like, it's more fun when you watch someone, you're like, oh, like that would be like me doing it.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, there was people like that you would underestimate, and then they ended up
they probably underestimated you.
Yeah, and they ended up being better with like than the like personal trainer, like super fit.
They probably like, honestly, I feel like the personal trainer probably like, oh, I got this, and maybe got a little cocky about it.
Slipped on something. It was really like anyone's game, because it's like any little thing could happen that could just completely throw you off. Like,
wow.
Yeah, so it was cool because of that, like, because it's like anything can happen, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
And
just, I want to ask these questions just because I'm like super interested. Like, was there like a director or like someone telling, like, how does that work with competition shows?
So they had someone like the showrunner.
Yeah.
And
a showrunner.
Yeah. So he was just like, they wouldn't really like when you go do the runs.
Yeah.
They would just like put the life vest on, the mics on, and then you couldn't see like the people before you.
Okay.
And then you literally just go out and they're like, okay, like they're like the show hosts are like kind of talking to you, but you don't hear like their commentary or anything.
Okay.
So they just like, Frogger one, are you ready? And they're like, okay, yeah. And then you'd go, and then let's say like something went wrong. They'd be like, hold on, like, oh, wait a minute. And they're like, okay, keep going.
Okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't like, there wasn't it was just, that was the only part. Yeah. And then you finish and they're like, all right, great.
And
like,
how many like cameras were there?
I don't even know. I think there was cameras where I didn't even see them, because I know there was like one in the middle that was just like, it moved.
Like following your movements. Yeah.
And then there was
there like an actual was it more like the cameras were like hidden in place and they would like be controlled, or was there an actual cameraman being like,
there was a few of them. There was a lot of, like I said, there's cameras like probably where I didn't even realize there were.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And then after that, there was like a person that would, like, when you, like, let's say you won your episode.
Yeah.
They'd be like, okay, go to the interview section, and then they'd interview you really quickly.
Right.
Okay, how do you feel?
How do you feel? You're like, my face hurts.
So so it was like, and then it was really quick, and then you're out, and then you go and you change,
and then you go
back to the hotel. Yeah.
And so did it have like a curfew at your hotel room?
I think there was a curfew like with us, like Sydney in general. But yeah, like you can be in other people's rooms.
Okay.
It was just like don't be.
So once you pass the like actual quarantine, you could. It was like more like a college dorm where you could like hang out with each other.
There was like the mandate, like you couldn't have like more than 4 people in a room.
Yeah.
So people, I mean, we tried.
Yeah.
We tried to keep it that way, but we all still like hung out with each other and stuff. But But yeah, so yeah, and then when we had like the master like interviews, it was all like on one day. So then we'd have like an assigned like producer to us, and then so they had like 2 separate rooms for interviews, and then they would just ask you a bunch of questions and like
random, like just about the competition,
or about yourself, and that's how they would formulate that like little section
when they're like, oh, I'm a teacher. Okay.
Like everything on there that I said, like,
do you remember saying that, or did you like black out?
No, I do remember saying that. The thing is, like, I said it all in different orders.
So like, I didn't say it like that.
And it seems like it's all in one take, right? But it's like,
no, it totally does. It totally seems like you were like, like, which is cool. I mean, I was impressed. I was like, that's pretty sick. But like, it's so true.
I literally like I would be like, then I'd be like, I'm sorry, because it's like it is nerve-wracking.
No, it is, and you're like you want to make yourself sound good too, and you're like, what are they gonna use? What are they not gonna use?
Yeah,
like,
or I would sometimes just like talk too much, and then I'd be like,
that's literally me.
Sorry.
Yeah, like that happened to me too. Like they'll ask me a question, and I'll just like answer and ramble, and then I'm like, oh my god, like. What was the question? Like, am I going off topic?
Yeah, and like
I do that with the podcast too. I'm like, wait, where were we?
Yeah, they'd be like, let's try that again. They're like, let's try that again. They'd be like, just keep it short and simple. And I'm like, okay. You're like, how
do I do that?
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, and that's how they got the little like intro thing.
It was like a whole like 45-minute like interview probably.
Okay.
And they just
and then they were like, don't post or like mention anything about the show until it comes out on like commercial. Yeah. Like they start promoting. They start promoting
until they start promoting, and then they can post about it.
Did you have to sign like NDAs and all that? That makes sense.
Yeah.
And did you feel like the production, like the crew members were like nice, or like was it like a different environment because of it being a big production?
No, they were actually super nice. Like a lot of them were from Australia, so it was like the production crew was from there, and
everyone had like an accent.
Yeah, so they were all super nice. A lot of them were really young.
I love that.
They'd be like,
oh, so it was a young like
a lot of them were, and then like the runners and things like that, like. So like the people that would go and get us from like the waiting area to this. And so they're really cool. And I think we even have some of them on like Instagram. Yeah. But they'd be like, you look so strong. Like they're just like hype us up.
Hype hype man. Yeah.
And they'd be like, we saw that. Like, is your face okay? Like, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And
you're like, it's fine.
Cool. Yeah. So it was cool.
Wow, that's so cool. I kind of like, it makes me want to do like a competition. I don't know about like a physical one like that, but I'm like, I'll go on Nail Day where they like bake a cake, like like you don't have to have any skills, and like
no, I know,
I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah, after doing this, like a lot of people have been like, have you like thought about doing like the challenge or like this and this? Like,
have you like?
I don't really watch shows like that, so I'm like, I've never.
So I'm
like, I don't know, maybe
now. I mean, hey, you never know, and now you're like in the casting system. I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, like are you maybe gonna try and pursue some more like maybe reality TV or like competition shows?
Yeah, I think like reality TV would be cool. Yeah. The only thing like I get like skeptical about is like doing like MTV ones. It's just like they're always around like drama and like
and even though it's reality TV, that's only so much reality.
Right.
You know,
it's like
the producers are like the directors on a reality TV show. Like they like put it, like they implant it in your ear, but make it seem like it was your idea.
Right.
Like,
totally.
Sneaky totally. Like when I did one of the shows, I was like, whoa. I was like, she's playing me. She's playing mind games with me. Like
I'd be like, is that really what you want to say though?
Yeah.
Like, and
it's like they'd ask me questions and I wouldn't necessarily answer it 100%. And then they'll literally just ask it again, but word it differently. And then like they get you. Yeah. And you're like, okay, like maybe, you know.
Yeah. No, that's the only thing I'd be afraid of. It's just because I definitely like wouldn't want to be like depicted as something I'm not, or like.
That's another thing. With reality TV shows, you never know how they can edit you.
Yeah, like I had friends that I think they offered them to like do like the casting process for like I think it's like Fuckboy Island or whatever.
Oh my god!
And
okay,
they literally were like, "Do you want to apply to be a nice guy or like a fuckboy?" And then they're like, "You have to act like this." Yeah, and
I watched the first episode and they were like, "Are you a fuckboy or are you a nice boy?" And then the guy's like, I'm a nice boy. And then it was like revealed that like he lied and he was actually a fuckboy. And they're like,
my God.
Total fuckboy move. He lied and said he was a nice guy.
Oh my God.
And I literally was like, what am I watching?
Yeah. No, yeah. So it's like, I've heard things like that. Or like my friend that was on the same show, actually.
That is so funny.
They were like, yeah, but if you come on the show, like we need you to like take your shirt off and act like this and that. And he's like, dude, I don't want to be depicted as a douchebag.
And they
like,
will.
And they will, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you have to be careful because
that's the one you do have to be careful when you do reality
everyone
TV shows.
Will think you're that person.
100%. Like when you watch like Bachelor and then they paint someone as a villain, right? You're like, that person's such a dick, and then like they do get attacked. Like unfortunately, it does suck. Like there's like the one person who's like the villain, the one person who looks like the little angel,
right?
And like they just get different types of clout.
It does, yeah.
You know?
I have a friend that was on this Netflix like dating show, and like some of the stuff he said was like I could see how it could be interpreted a certain way, but like he did say that they would kind of manipulate things.
They do.
Then like when it came out, I was out, like we were like walking around, and like some girls drove by in the car and recognized him, and they were like, fuck you, like blah, blah. And they like drove around like 3 times just saying he was an asshole and all this stuff. And I was like,
sad though.
And I was like, yikes. I was like, this sucks. Like it was uncomfortable.
That's uncomfortable.
And it's like he's not like that.
And that sucks, it's like you can't like be like, no, I'm not like that. They're like, no, but the show, you know, it's like
you were that on the show. No one knows that.
And then it's like it almost like you need to do like another show to like
to make up
clean
like,
title, or like you have to like be like do a reveal like that's not me, like they made me. I mean, a lot of Bachelor contestants do that, like in Bachelor in Paradise, they're like, I was like edited a certain way, like what you see is not always like,
and then it's like, can you
which is true, but like
a lot because of the contract too, like it's like
you can't. That's another thing, like certain shows, like you really like, that's why like if you do like if you get more into like TV or film stuff, do like competition shows, do film shows, because it's like you already know what you're getting yourself into. They can't switch anything up on you, versus like reality TV, you never know like what's gonna happen. Something to keep an eye out, but
definitely
I hope that you do some more acting and more stuff, because I'd love to see it, and like that's super exciting.
That's the plan.
And work on your album, work on a song, because I want to shoot I'll shoot your music video if you have a song. It'd be so much fun. No, seriously, we should collab. So whenever you have your song ready, let me know. I'm here. I'm ready to go.
I'm super down.
Well, they say I kind of want to hear you sing, because you were like, I wasn't nervous, and I was like, can you give me like a little tune just before we like fade out?
Let's see. Okay.
Whatever you want.
I'll do my go-to. So it's Amy Winehouse, Valerie.
Amy Winehouse. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm excited.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things of what you're doing. In my head, I paint a picture. Well, since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Why don't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Wow. Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
Wow. Oh my God. No, really. Oh my God. That was like, wow, Amy Winehouse too. Like, she's a hard one to sing. That's amazing. That's so exciting.
Thank you.
I feel like I've never actually heard you sing in person. Like it's been on Instagram.
Yeah.
But like it's so different hearing it in person than also like on Instagram. Like you get the full experience. Yeah, it's gonna sound good on the mic too. I'm excited. Well, thank you so much for coming on. If you want to throw out any like Instagram stuff or
if you guys want to shoot me a follow on Instagram, my username is Genesis Codina. And that's it.
Awesome. No, thank you so much again for coming on, and I'll see you guys next week.